The first official WWE 2K26 teaser has arrived, and not only does it confirm some rumors and leaks of the past couple weeks, but it also drops some big new details. Let's go ahead and hop into it. Taking a look at this first official teaser, the first thing that jumps off is the shopping cart. Obviously, that has been talked about and leaked this past week as a new weapon for 2K26. It also makes a whole lot of sense because with the Attitude Era edition of the game, it makes sense for the shopping cart to be with Raven, which that basically confirms that Raven will be in the game base roster, which is very exciting to see. Hopefully the shopping cart gets utilized in many different ways, as we talked about in our previous video. It seems to be a great addition and now officially confirmed by 2K themselves. Next up is the microphone. So Universe Mode fans are probably hoping this refers to more promos for Universe Mode, but in reality, it most likely is more of a confirmation for one of the leaked match types being added to the game, which is the I Quit match. As obviously, when you say I quit, you say into the microphone to end the match. So it makes a whole lot of sense for that being in there. Next up, a big one, big confirmation. You can see a calendar within red text draft, which that means it's a guaranteed draft coming back for Universe Mode. A big confirmation there. That was leaked a couple weeks ago by Mike Straw. Great reporting by him. And now it's 100% confirmed. Next up, a picture of an iguana. This means Mr. Iguana is going to be in the game. Obviously, we knew AAA was going to play some type of role, whether it be in the base roster, whether it be DLC, because we knew a long time ago, about a month ago, I believe, that the AAA refs were going to be in the game. They put it out in a tweet, so we knew they're going to be in the game, but it's still up in the air. Will they be base roster? Will it be DLC? I'm still leaning more towards DLC, but maybe they'll be base roster. That'll be pretty exciting if they are, but Mr. Iguana so far is the first official superstar from AAA in the game. Next up is a bunch of VHS tapes. So you have Clash the Castle, you have WrestleMania 41, you have the Cena and Orton Breaking Point match, you have WrestlePalooza and Night of Champions. So Clash of the Castle, I'm not 100% sure what that will be. But for WrestleMania 41, it's obviously, it has the Punk, Rollins, and Reigns written on there. So that's going to be, I would assume, in the showcase. It makes a whole lot of sense. It's going to be a CM Punk showcase. We know it's going to be a CM Punk cover. So CM Punk showcase, to have his first ever WrestleMania main event match be in there makes a whole lot of sense. Then the Cena and Orton match is once again seeming to be another confirmation of the I Quit match being added back into the game. Which makes you wonder, is that microphone also regarding the I Quit match we talked about a minute ago? Would they be doubling up on that purposefully for some reason? I don't know, but the Cena Orton is 100% a guarantee that's for the I Quit match. Maybe the microphone isn't. That's a lot up for discussion that we talk about later. Next up is the WrestlePalooza and Night of Champions VHS tapes. So WrestlePalooza could be a couple different things. We already talked about the WrestleMania 41 match being showcase. WrestlePalooza could also be meaning as a showcase for CM Punk because you had the CM Punk and AJ Lee versus Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch match at WrestlePalooza. But I think WrestlePalooza is more so mentioned here just because I think it's going to be added as a PLE for Universe Mode, the same as Night of Champions, because they were both obviously not included last year within the game. You had to download both from community creations to make your updated Universe Mode with those PLEs. So I would assume that's what it's going to be. But with that in mind, Night of Champions had the King Queen of the Ring tournament championships, tournament finals on that PLE. But last year in Universe Mode, the entire King and Queen of the Ring PLE was its own thing, with its own night, entire tournament in one PLE. So if Night of Champions is coming back, specifically mentioned here just as a PLE for Universe Mode and not for like a showcase option, and then that question becomes, are they changing it up? Are they not? But also, Night of Champions could also be meaning the CM Punk versus John Cena match for the showcase. So once again, there's big CM Punk matches on these two PLEs, but also could be more meaningful towards Universe Mode. So once again, we're left up in the air on what this really means, as we're going to need more confirmation from 2K themselves. So taking a look at this, also people have mentioned they're seeing stuff for Zack Ryder, Blake Monroe, AJ Lee, specifically in this teaser. I'm not seeing it all. Granted, I've only looked at it for a couple seconds. I got to get back to my real life stuff. I'm pumping this content out real quick. So if you guys see anything else that I missed in this teaser, drop in the comments below. If there's anything else you're hoping to see in future teasers, drop in the comments below. We also have more big talking points specifically on what these past weeks of 2K showing off the different editions mean for stuff along Universe Mode, My Rise, and the Island. So let's go ahead and continue talking about that. So this past week, 2K announced two different editions of the game besides the base game, which is going to be the Attitude Era Edition, which is the Deluxe Edition, and then Monday Night Wars, which is the Premium Top Tier Edition. Very exciting to see. A lot of people hype for it. The 2K haters obviously talking down on it like they always do is what it is. But it's very exciting because when 2K was rumored to have a roster of 400 plus superstars by Mike Straw, people were wondering, what is it going to be? Is it just going to be a lot of superstars getting a bunch of different versions to bloat it out and make it seem like it's a huge roster? But in reality, with these 2 additions announced, it seems like these rosters are actually filled out with a bunch of different superstars, not a bunch of different versions, but a bunch of unique, specific single versions of a bunch of superstars for these different eras. Granted, the Attitude Era and Monday Night Wars kind of pretty much overlap, so it's left up in the air what amount of content is going to be from these 2 different editions. But it's exciting to see nonetheless because it leaves the door open for a lot of cool things in regard to Universe Mode, My Rise, and the Island. Specifically for Universe Mode, we talked about this. NBA 2K has the eras for their, Universe Mode equivalent, right? For the My NBA. So the question becomes, with these 2 editions, is it kind of teasing that we're going to get different eras to set up for Universe Mode as a starting point? Because if you're teasing an Attitude Era edition and you're having that Monday Night Wars edition, you would assume right off the bat they're going to have a lot of roster members right there on the base game. They're also going to have, I would assume, a ton of different, PLEs, they were pay-per-views, those arenas. So it would make a lot of sense that they do have like a different era where you can start Universe Mode within the Attitude Era and Monday Night Wars. So maybe that's up in the air. That's maybe a big if, maybe a big ask. Likely not, but it's good talking what to talk about. But also, what if it coincides with My Rise? Last year in My Rise, I believe the second time you played through it, the R-Truth storyline happened with the Time Machine. What if they do something similar once again, a second playthrough, a third playthrough, brings you back to different eras of the Attitude Era and the Monday Night Wars? It could be pretty sick. Or also, maybe the My Rise is just taking place in the Monday Night Wars era. What if you, once again, have a male character and a female character? One side chooses Team WWE, one side chooses Team WCW. It would make a whole lot of sense. Granted, that would feel a lot like last year's, a lot of similarities, so maybe they wouldn't do that. But the idea is there to really branch off of those past, WWE, WCW storylines and bring them into My Rise for a cool, fun story. But also, regards to the island, Mike Straw reported that the story carries over and it's going to be 3 different factions really fighting for control of the island. So it makes a whole lot of sense. You have the base game, which is your modern era CM Punk type of thing, where maybe Roman Reigns and the Bloodline are using the modern era to try and fight for the island. Then you also have the Attitude Era, maybe a Stone Cold Steve Austin led faction fighting for it. And then you may have a WCW faction with NWO, fighting for a faction. It would make a whole lot of sense to have those 3 different, eras, 3 different factions really fighting for the island because they make up the 3 different editions of the game. What would also be a great addition is if you can choose a specific faction to be a part of. I talked about this before. In NBA 2K15, when they brought back the park, similar to how 2K introduced the island last year, they had 3 different affiliations, and you chose an affiliation, and you, in NBA 2K, played games, trying to have your affiliation be the top affiliation on all the parks, right? So what if they take this idea, have all 3 different affiliations, the modern Bloodline, the Attitude Era faction, and the WCW faction. Everyone who goes on the island picks a faction to be a part of, and you fight for that faction and try to be the top faction, and whoever ends up being the top faction takes control of the island. That'd be a sick idea. I hope 2K has something like that in mind because it would add a whole other layer to the island. Because last year it was just plain cheesy storylines, nothing really to do, not getting many rewards, not getting any VC really. So if you did this kind of thing where you picked a faction of all the different eras and you fought for that faction, it would really give that mode something to play for. Give it something to really give it life, make it new, make it different than anything else that we've seen on 2K and online play. And that's all I got for you guys today. Make sure to like and subscribe. And if any comments regarding the teaser, any ideas about how these different eras and covers can play a role in the game, let me know in the comments below, and I will see you guys next time.